Now on Sunrise and streaming on CrossroadsToday.com. In a chaotic vote, the House adjourned Wednesday for a second night without electing a speaker. And Brian Kohberger, the suspect in the fatal stabbing of 4 University of Idaho students, has arrived in Idaho after being extradited from Pennsylvania. Also, William Rick Singer has received his sentence for his role in the nationwide college admissions scam dubbed Operation Varsity Blues.
Let's take a look on the outside now from the Port Lavaca Nautical Landings Marina. Looking across the marina here into the bay. Well, pretty quiet out there this morning. And we'll have sunny skies today, no doubt about it. When's the rain coming back? I'll let you know in your forecast.
The Victoria Generals will have a familiar face at the helm this season. That's coming up in sports.
You're watching 25 News Now Sunrise. Good morning and thank you for joining us. I'm Carolina Astrain. Today is the 5th day of January 2023. The time is now 6:30 on your Thursday morning, and today it's National Keto Day. So that's short for a ketogenic diet. So that's, let's see, it's high in fats, it's adequate in proteins, and it's low in carbohydrates. So it's essentially using a diet to train your body to burn those fats instead of the carbohydrates. All right, let's go ahead and turn to First Warning Storm Team meteorologist Trey Mining. Trey, have you ever considered going on a keto diet?
Maybe. I probably need to start one now, of course. I go to the gym fairly regularly, but eating better is something I still need to work on and still continue to work on, so I'm improving as we go through time. 45 degrees currently on the outside of Victoria. Still a little bit on the chilly side. Not much wind out there, about 5 miles per hour or so. Visibility is 12 miles everywhere you go. Not much of a fog issue this morning, but that won't be the case coming up for your early morning on your Friday. See fog forming along the coast and working its way inland. More than likely seeing an advisory, I'm thinking, by this time on your Friday morning by 6 a.m. So keep that in mind as you travel early in the morning. Rainfall, not seeing that at all. First warning Doppler radar is totally on the clear side, and we'll keep that trend going for your day tomorrow as well. Weekend, a different story, more on that later. Starting off in the 40s this morning and rising throughout the day. And the winds near calm, as we can see the winds begin to shift more to the south and southeast as we work throughout the day today and tomorrow, and increasing in velocity, especially for your day on your Friday, as we'll see the moisture coming in and increasing the moisture available in the atmosphere and the instability, waiting for the front to move through over the weekend. They give us some good widespread rainfall chances around here, picking up on some good rainfalls, which we certainly do need. We'll take a look at that forecast and everything else you need to know weather-wise coming up later on this half hour. Back to you, Carolina.
Thank you, Trey. Search efforts are underway for a missing teen in Salina. The teen is identified as 17-year-old Alexis Fielder. She is 5'5", 138 pounds with brown hair and hazel eyes. The suspect in the abduction was last seen in Salina. The suspect is said to be driving a black 2022 Mitsubishi Mirage with a license plate number RYT5102. Authorities believe the child to be in grave or immediate danger. Contact police with any information you may have on this abduction. We'll have more posted on CrossroadsToday.com. Developments overnight on Capitol Hill. Kevin McCarthy reportedly offering new concessions after losing a 6th vote for House Speaker. Because of this gridlock, no members of the House have been sworn in. That means there are 0 members of the House of Representatives right now.
Talk until we get this done.
Overnight, sources say Kevin McCarthy offered key new concessions, hoping to sway far-right Republican holdouts to cast their vote for him as Speaker, a vote he's now lost 6 consecutive times. Sources say the concessions include a rule change that would allow 1 member of the House to call for a vote to oust the future Speaker, down from the original 5 members required by a previous deal. Another concession on the table, putting more members of the House Freedom Caucus on the powerful House Rules Committee. And a promise to vote on bills that conservatives have been pushing on border security and term limits for House members. However, even with those concessions, sources say McCarthy is still unlikely to have the votes needed to secure the Speaker's gavel.
The House stands adjourned until noon tomorrow.
Last night, the House agreed to adjourn instead of holding another vote, giving McCarthy more time to make deals. But in what's likely a sign of things to come in the narrowly divided House, even the vote to adjourn was a nail-biter, with 4 far-right far-right Republicans joining all Democrats in voting against adjourning. Some Republicans now say this isn't so much about McCarthy as it is about not bending to the will of a small minority.
I don't think the vast majority of pro-McCarthy Republicans in the Congress really think it's just about Kevin McCarthy. This is about making sure that we do not reward dysfunction.
President Biden knocked Republicans, calling it embarrassing that the vote was taking so long.
It's not a good look, and I hope they get their act together.
The House is scheduled to return today at noon, and until a speaker is chosen, the House cannot pass bills or even swear in its new members. Former Speaker Nancy Pelosi said last night that the Republican gridlock shows disrespect for the institution. Em Nguyen, ABC News, Washington.
Congressman Michael Cloud is among party members voting against Kevin McCarthy. The District 27 U.S. Congressman voting twice against McCarthy on Tuesday, and that continued into Wednesday. Congressman Cloud saying Wednesday night on Facebook, "My focus is to restore our republic as a nation of the people, by the people, for the people." Congressman Cloud adds that this will not lead to a Democrat speaker. Leading us to your viewer poll. Should Michael Cloud vote for Kevin McCarthy? Let's take a look. Okay, 25% of you say yes, he should. And 75% of you say no, he should stay where he's at and voting against him. We want to keep hearing from you. Come to coralsroadstoday.com/vote. You can also scan the QR code right there on your screen to take part. The man accused of fatally stabbing 4 University of Idaho students is back in Idaho. Brian Christopher Kohberger appeared to land at an Eastern Washington airport Wednesday night, and he was later taken to a Laydock County, Idaho jail. The 28-year-old was arrested last week in Pennsylvania and waived extradition. Kohberger is charged with 4 counts of first-degree murder. The mastermind of a nationwide college admissions cheating scheme will spend 3.5 years behind bars. William Rick Singer was sentenced Wednesday for his role in the scandal dubbed Operation Varsity Blues. The 62-year-old Singer pleaded guilty in 2019 to charges including racketeering, conspiracy, and money laundering. The Singer sentence is the longest handed down in the case. The Victoria County Public Health Department reports a big rise in new COVID-19 cases from November to December. In December, 336 new cases were documented. That's an increase of 243 cases in 1 month. That was an average of 10.8 new cases per day in December. Compare these numbers to 1 year ago. In December 2021, Victoria County had 378 new COVID-19 cases, a rise of just over 300 a month. In 300 in 1 month, and the county averaged 15.1 new cases per day in December 2021. As far as vaccinations goes, the Public Health Department reports that they're pretty slow in general due to the holidays, but they do offer vaccines for COVID-19 and the flu at the Dr. Petty Dodson Public Health Center. That's located at 2805 North Navarro on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Today is Thursday. And here's a look at some of the top headlines you can read in this week's Cuero Record. Cuero Citizen Police Academy launches in January, and Brian Carson begins his first term as County Commissioner. Plus, for the first time in 108 years, the Drainage District changes its name. You can read these stories and more at DeWittCountyToday.com. All right, get your cell phone and scan this QR code. It's our quick response code to download the Crossroads Today app. You can get breaking news alerts, vote on our viewer poll, get the latest news, weather, and sports, and learn all about our ongoing contest right there on the app. Submit those news tips and photos. The time is now 6:38 on your Thursday morning. Here's a look at what's coming up on 25 News Now Sunrise. Abandoned oil and gas wells in the state will be plugged soon with the help of federal infrastructure funding.
I'm Mike Marza at the Vatican, where Pope Emeritus Benedict XVI is being laid to rest. We'll have details on the funeral mass coming up.
It's in 40s area wide and rising to 60s by 11 o'clock, well in the 70s by the afternoon time with abundant sunshine to enjoy. We'll talk about this and the eventually increasing rain chances coming up in your full forecast.
I'm David Zalman, CEO of Prosperity Bank. People ask how we've grown from a single Texas bank to the bank we are today, by taking care of our customers today and into the future. That's our Prosperity Bank promise.
The Bluebonnet Youth Ranch starts the 2023 Charity Concert Series with one of country music's greatest voices, Gene Watson. With a career that has spanned decades and multiple #1 hits, Gene Watson performs live January 19th at the Leo J. Welder Center to benefit the Bluebonnet Youth Ranch. Proudly presented by the Victoria Television Group.
And live from Victoria, it's Kevin Nealon. The BISD Education Foundation proudly presents Saturday Night Live alum Kevin Nealon live in Victoria, Saturday, February 11th. You have seen him in The Wedding Singer, Happy Gilmore, Anger Management, and so much more. Purchase your tickets today and come laugh the night away with comedian and actor Kevin Nealon at the Victoria Fine Arts Center. Suitable for audiences 14 and up, with proceeds going to Grants for Great Ideas and the Dual Credit Scholarships. Sponsored in part by the Victoria Television Group.
I'm John Zaczek with Prosperity Bank. Let us help you turn your business vision into reality with a Prosperity Commercial line of credit. We're committed to our customers today and into the future. That's our Prosperity Bank promise.
Good morning. It's 20 minutes away from the 7 a.m. hour. Satellite and radar composite, pretty quiet across the region this morning. A few high clouds, otherwise clear skies. Zooming on out, let's go back to this right quick and zoom on out again. And we're watching clouds gather in the Four Corners region of the country. This is our next system that's getting close to us, bringing another Pacific front in and coming up for the weekend, which will help increase our rain chances coming up by then, and a pretty good amount as we go through the time. High pressure exiting to the east, that gave us the cool weather and sunny skies. It'll continue to move to the east as the front gets closer to us. There it is on your Saturday, moving in early in the morning time and moving through Saturday night into Sunday morning with a line of rain showers and storms along and ahead of the front. So that's when the best rain chances will be during that time period. How much can we expect? Well, nothing today, nothing on your Friday, but Saturday morning starting off with very light amounts, building as we go through your rest of the day Saturday into your Sunday morning. Could have anywhere from 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, maybe even 1 inch or 2 in some isolated areas. So a pretty good soaking for most of the region coming up by the weekend. Got your full forecast before we go a little bit later on this half hour. Carolina?
Thank you, Trey. The Victoria Generals baseball season is still several months away, but they have announced their head coach for the year. We meet him. Sports Director Gino Perez introduces us.
Howdy, Crossroads. The local summer baseball team, the Victoria Generals, are bringing back Michael Oros as head coach of the Generals. This will be Oros' 9th season with Victoria. He will be joined by assistant Rusty Pendergrass, who has been with Oros the past 2 seasons. The former Victoria General baseball player has a total record of 213 wins, 165 losses with 2 ties. And as a coach, he is the all-time leader in career coaching wins in the Texas Collegiate League, which is a 56% win percentage. The Generals will play 48 games this season, with half of them being played at Riverside Stadium. The home opener is June 4th. The Texas A&M Aggies season ended in disappointment, and this offense is getting a boost in play calling. TAMU is bringing on Bobby Petrino, who used to be a head coach at Arkansas and Louisville before heading to Missouri, where he spent the past 3 seasons. The Aggies were ranked at number 6 in the preseason poll, but would go 2-6 in conference play and tied for last in the Southwest Conference. Petrino has NFL experience coaching the Atlanta Falcons for 13 games. That's your 25 Sports Now.
We want to invite you to experience our digital streaming service, Crossroads Today Plus. You can find it on your connected TV through Amazon Fire TV, Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, and on your cell phone. Just search Crossroads Today Plus. Today, the world celebrates the life of Pope Emeritus Benedict XVI. Tens of thousands are gathered to pay their respects. The 95-year-old former pontiff being remembered as a modest leader and a servant of the Church. Pope Francis will preside and deliver the homily at the Mass.
This morning, remembering and celebrating the life of Pope Emeritus Benedict XVI. Tens of thousands around the world gathered at St. Peter's Square for his funeral service. Many praying, others emotional.
Dominus tecum.
On a foggy, cool morning in Vatican City, ushers carrying out the coffin of St. Peter's Basilica. Cardinals and other religious leaders in attendance, as well as delegations from Italy and Germany, even royalty. Benedict's death comes after 10 years of virtual seclusion, the first pope in some 600 years to resign from office. His successor, Pope Francis, presiding over the funeral mass in Vatican City, the first time in modern history a current pope will eulogize a retired pope.
He's going to be remembered as one of the greatest intellects in the history of the church, which is saying something in 2,000 years.
Before he died, Benedict made clear he wanted a simple ceremony. This one in contrast to when Pope John Paul II died, where more than 500,000 people were at the funeral. But his nearly 8-year reign overshadowed with a sex abuse scandal that's rocked the church. And in the biographical text buried with him, it reads, he firmly fought against crimes committed by representatives of the clergy against minors and vulnerable people. Benedict's body had been lying in state at the Basilica since Monday, where more than 200,000 people filed past to pay their respects. Benedict's coffin, containing several papal items symbolizing his role as bishop and pope, will be brought back into the basilica for a private service before he is buried in the crypt under the church as he wished. Mike Marza, ABC News, the Vatican.
Abandoned oil and gas wells in the state will be plugged soon with the help of federal infrastructure funding. The Railroad Commission of Texas is overseeing the operation. Texas was the first state in the country to start plugging abandoned oil and gas wells using federal funds, with 7 projects in Refugio County in October. The Railroad Commission received $25 million from the federal government to plug abandoned wells last year. The time is now 6:45 on your Thursday morning. Still to come, we're live with Ida Sanders, a community outreach specialist from Victoria College, here to talk to us about Super Saturday. Stay with us.
Let's be real. Don't dine out when you could cook in. That's why I partnered with Home Chef. With Home Chef, get easy recipes and fresh ingredients delivered to your door. Don't worry, we got this. How good is that? All right, let's get cooking.
Home Chef. Delicious meets simple. Get 16 free meals when you sign up at homechef.com.
Bring them on.
If only there was a place in the morning to start my day. With a smile, somewhere to help me get in the know. A place as spectacular as, well, me.
I think we might know a place, right, guys?
Bring your friends. Oh, wait, there is.
Good morning, America.
GMA, 7A, every day. Boom, boom, boom. Good morning, Michael.
Good morning, Robin. Good morning, America. How are you?
Boom! Now that's how you start your day, people.
In this morning's GMA First Look, lost luggage saga.
After landing in DC last week, my luggage arrived a day later than I did, and United said they'd have it delivered, and I trusted them, and that was a mistake.
Valerie Sabala says she waited days for her bag before tracking down her own missing luggage.
I had been contacting them every day. They were never very helpful. I had expressed concerns already that it might have been stolen because of the weird movements, and that wasn't taken seriously.
And this morning, she's telling her story to GMA.
I got concerned when I saw it stop for over an hour in a shopping complex, and around 8:15 that night, go across the street to an apartment complex.
Coming up at 7 a.m., we'll tell you how she finally retrieved her luggage, and we have the tips that every traveler needs to know. With your GMA First Look, I'm Trevor Ault, ABC News, New York.
Good morning. It's almost 2 minutes away from the 7 a.m. hour. Starting off with temperatures near 50 degrees, there's 60-degree reading along the immediate coast. And moving inland, it gets cooler. 45 degrees in Victoria, even low 40s up there in Gonzales. And we're rising temperatures to 50s by late morning, well in the 70s by the mid-afternoon with sunny skies to enjoy today. A few high clouds from time to time, but really that's be far the exception rather than the rule. Sunny skies today and also for your Friday. And winds increasing for your day Friday off the Gulf of Mexico more than it will be today. It's helping to bring in that moisture and set the stage for rainfall, which will occur over the weekend. 77 degrees today, we'll call it. Sunny skies and warm. Overnight lows will be in the 49-degree range. Some patchy fog as well tomorrow morning. Clear skies and on the cool side. And for your day tomorrow, Friday, yes, we made it. 78 degrees, sunny skies and warm. More of a breeze, 10 to 20 miles per hour winds out of the south. So hang on to your hats. Extended forecast for us. High temperatures near 80 degrees through Saturday. Once the front moves on through with good rain chances Saturday and Sunday. Cooler temperatures next week. Rain coming in on Monday morning early. Highs near 70 degrees Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Lows throughout the period anywhere from the 60s to the 50s all the way into next week. Carolina?
I'm here with Ida Sanders, who works for Victoria College, here to talk to us about Super Saturday. Thank you for waking up early with us, Ida.
I'm so excited to be here.
So talk to us about Super Saturday. Is this something that prospective students or ongoing students need to know about?
This is for anyone, any student, new, current, prospective. It's going to be this Saturday, 10 to 2. And it's basically your one-stop shop to get everything done for the spring semester. So students can get their admissions application done, financial aid application, meet with their advisor to get registered, and we are also offering free TSI testing. So it's free. If you want to get tested, it is from 8:30 to noon.
And what is TSI testing?
So it's basically like a placement exam, just to make sure that you are college ready to take college level courses.
Oh wow, so even if you weren't anticipating taking a course this semester, you could take that exam, budget plan for the next semester, but it just helps knowing what's available.
Yes, exactly.
And so it's starting at 10, it goes until 2. Is it a family-friendly event?
Yes.
Can I bring, we can bring the children?
Yes.
Well, great. And what else should we know about Super Saturday? Let's see, it's 10 a.m. until 2. It's at the Student Center.
Student Services Building, so not the Student Center.
Do I need to bring anything?
So your driver's license, if you have your shot record, that would be good. Any tax documents for financial aid would also be good too.
Okay, tax documents. Very nice. Well, thank you so much for coming on Sunrise, and hopefully our viewers get to make it out to Super Saturday. Are you going to have some merchandise out there?
Ooh, we may have some free swag.
I need to get another Vic the Pirate shirt.
Yes!
Well, awesome. Thank you so much again.
Thanks for having me.
And coming up, don't go anywhere. News to know before you go.
Over the past month, there have been several burglaries involving a suspect throwing a brick through the front door of a closed business and then stealing a cash register from inside the business. Investigators believe these incidents may be connected. The most recent burglary occurred on September 1st. If you have any information about these burglaries, submit a tip to Victoria Crime Stoppers at 361-572-4200. All tips are anonymous. If you give information that leads to arrest or charges being filed, you could earn a cash reward.
Many children think it's just a game, getting a rush from fainting.
The Blackout Challenge encourages children to suffocate themselves until they black out. He had a stopwatch.
He was trying to time himself.
Our son Tate passed away.
I unfortunately found him. There's no words to describe the nightmare.
When you're talking about holding these people accountable, they need to be held accountable. All new Dr. Phil.
At GMA, our New Year's resolution is to help make you better than ever. So this week, it's all about you. Feel better, save better, live better than ever. Now, what could be better than that?
This is so good.
All this week on G.
It's an all-new year, y'all.
With an all-new Kelly.
That's right. We're coming up on award season, so do you have a favorite red carpet moment?
I used to have a tradition that I'd bring tequila on the red carpet, and I'd be doing shots. I can hold my tequila, but after a while.
I've never had someone do that for me on a red carpet. I might do red carpets if that were happening. Plus, from Willow, Ellie Bamber, and sizzling fajitas.
And now it's time for today's question of the day. What sport is dubbed the king of sports? Okay, Trey, we have several guesses for football and soccer and boxing, one for finger wrestling. What is the answer, Trey?
Well, it's a worldwide thing, of course. We're talking about soccer.
Oh, which, funny enough, it could be confused for football because in other places, like in Latin America, we call it football.
There you go, yes. So whatever you call it, it's a great sport. That's the answer to the question of the day. Stay tuned for tomorrow for another great question of the day to get you through and get your brain going for your Friday Fry-yay.
Search efforts are underway for a missing teen in Salina. The teen is identified as 17-year-old Alexis Vilder. She's 5'5", 138 pounds with brown hair and hazel eyes. The suspect in the abduction was last seen in Salina. The suspect is said to be driving a black 2022 Mitsubishi Mirage with a license plate number RYT 5102. Authorities believe the child to be in grave or immediate danger. Contact police with any information you may have on this abduction. 8 members of a family were found shot to death inside of their home in Utah on Wednesday. Authorities say 3 adults and 5 minors were found dead during a welfare check at a home in Enoch. They all had gunshot wounds. Many in the community knew the family and they served with them in church or went to school with them. Police are not sure why the shooting occurred. An investigation is underway. So far, no arrests have been made. Authorities say they did not detect any threat to the public. A strong weather system is making its way through Northern California. The storm is bringing heavy rains and dangerous winds reaching 40 to 50 miles per hour. A high wind warning remains in effect throughout much of the day today. Officials say flooding issues are expected in parts of the state. California Governor Gavin Newsom declared a state of emergency in advance of the storm. A flood watch is in place for much of Florida because of the excessive runoff that is expected for creeks, rivers, and streams. That same storm system affecting hundreds of school children that had to be evacuated from a camp in California. The children were in Boulder Creek for a science camp when they were evacuated due to concerns that a small bridge leading to their camp could potentially collapse. The Santa Cruz Metro Transit District assisted with the evacuation of at least 200 children ahead of the storm's arrival. They were taken to a community center where they were later picked up by their schools in Albany and San Jose. Authorities say the children were never in any immediate danger. Gasoline prices jumping during the past week after last month's bitter cold stops at operations at refineries. A wave of refinery outages along the Houston Ship Channel and in Port Arthur after the cold took about 40% of the region's refining capacity offline. A AAA Texas reports Victoria County's average gas price is $2.88 per gallon. That's 22 cents more than last Thursday. The South Texas Blood and Tissue Center reports Victoria has a 2-day blood supply. Type O is at 1.5-day supply. Platelet and O blood type donors are really needed. O negative blood is critical in trauma care and is one of the first to run low because of its high demand. Platelets are needed since they only have a shelf life of 5 days and help cancer patients continue treatment. Here's a look at some of the top headlines you can read in this week's Port Lavaca Wave. Multiple agencies responded to a fire Friday morning in Seadrift. A woman died in the fire. Law enforcement made 22 arrests in the month of December, and Formosa Plastics Religious Trust granted $30,700 worth of grants for this year to 23 separate religious-based organizations on December the 9th. You can read more about these stories at portlavacawave.com. And we want to invite you to experience our digital streaming service, Crossroads Today. Plus, you can find it on your connected TV through Amazon Fire TV, Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, and on your cell phone. Just search Crossroads Today Plus. Now we've had we've had very fair weather the last 2 days, Trey. The wind seemed to be not as active as earlier in the week, and I saw a few bike riders downtown. What can we expect at the end of this week?
Well, as we go through the next couple of days, it's going to be good for the bike riders and people out, of course, fair weather with sunny conditions. First of all, let's talk about the temperatures. Starting off in the 40s this morning, 70s by the afternoon time with plentiful sunshine. That's verified by looking at the future tracker. No precipitation today or tomorrow, but by the weekend, here comes the rainfall. On the outside, 77 degrees today, sunny skies and warm. Overnight lows on the cool side, upper 40s, and then sunny and nice for your day on your Friday. But right quick, let's take a look at the rainfall chances for the weekend, and then cooler next week. Make it a great day today, Carolina.
Thank you, Trey, and thank you for joining us. Have a wonderful day. Come to crossroadstoday.com for more local news, weather, and sports. And join James, Dawn, Howie, Karina, and Gino today for 25 News Now at 5, 6, and 10. Be sure to take advantage of the clear skies before the rain later this weekend. Have a great Thursday.